Yes, if I get ready,
Yes, if I
30
get ready,
seconds.
30 seconds.
Right now, I have
Right
with
now, I
me
have with me
Ogundadegbe. Good morning,
Good
Isife.
morning, Isife.
Good morning to everybody. Welcome to another beautiful Saturday. Today is going to be good. Today is going to be interesting as we have so many beautiful things to give to you.
Okay.
Okay.
From your end, like
From your end, like
what
what
international
what
day do we have
international
now?
day do we have now?
And there's none for now, no day for now. Today.
Eh,
Eh,
there's no special day
there's no
today.
special day
Okay.
today.
I'm looking forward
Okay.
No
to it.
special day.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
okay.
okay,
Thank God.
okay. Thank God.
Well, let me see.
Well,
I'm sure if you have,
I'm
you will
sure if
tell
you
us
have, you
during
will
the
tell
week.
us during the week.
Oh, why?
Oh, why?
Isife and
Everywhere
days,
now,
and
days,
international
and
days,
international
world day,
days,
this,
world
that
day,
day.
that day.
Well, you can
Well,
imagine.
can
Keep up.
imagine. People.
Okay, so immediately
Okay,
this
so immediately this
company. So anytime you
so
say
anytime you
you
say you
I'll
how
mute,
mute,
and then
All right.
and
I
then
want
when I
to
want
make
to
comment.
make comment,
You may not hear me
you may not
because
hear me because I'll
then when I
then
finish, I'll
then
come
when I
back.
finish
If
I'll
I want to
if I want
contribute,
to
I will
contribute, I will
ask you.
ask you.
So
So
just find a way
just
of flowing with
find a
me.
way of flowing
Okay.
with me. Okay?
All right, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
You know,
Omolara decided to
Omolara
show up
decided to
to
show
join
up
us
to
this
join
morning.
us this morning.
Good morning,
Good
Omolara.
morning, Omolara.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Good morning,
Good
sir. How you
morning,
doing?
sir. How you doing?
I'm fine.
I'm
Well,
fine. Well,
except our double
this
voice is
our double
coming
voice
through.
is coming through.
Okay.
Okay.
This is where
This is where we
Esife,
let's
let's start with you.
let's start with you.
Annie Dibia has addressed speculation about her marital status, saying she does not see herself as a single mom, but as a single woman raising two children. In a post shared on her page on Monday, 3rd March, she posted a message by an Instagram user reflecting on identity, motherhood, and personal growth. The post read, "I'm not a single mom, I'm a single woman raising two kids."
Okay, so if I one more story.
The Medical and Dental Practitioners Investigation Panel has suspended Dr. Tunde Madekodunmi, Medical Director of Rural Care Multi-Specialist Hospital, and 2 other doctors over findings of medical negligence in the treatment of 21-month-old Nkanu Adichie Sege. The child died on 7th January after a brief illness. Those suspended include anesthesiologist Dr. Titus Ogundadegbe and the Chief Medical Officer of Atlantis Pediatric Hospital, Dr. Atinuke Uwaje.
I will need to repeat. Probably need to repeat what you said because I kept on cutting you off and all that.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I read to read that I'm still in Abuja.
Okay, Omolara, get ready. Let's move on to Omolara Famuyiwa, who's ready to give us at least the first 2 stories. Are you ready?
Yes, I am. Nigerian gospel singer Taiwo Adegbodu of the popular Adegbodu Twins has died. The news was confirmed Sunday morning on the duo's official Facebook fan page, managed by their team, while fellow gospel artist Esther Igbekele also paid tribute on Instagram. The cause of death has not been disclosed. Taiwo and his twin brother Kehinde rose to prominence in the Yoruba gospel scene after releasing their debut album Faratimi Lean on Me in 1999, producing songs such as Shower Your Blessing, Emi Mimo and Adura Migba. The twins were also appointed special media advisors on entertainment and tourism by Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke.
Yeah, that was a sad one. I think I've watched them a number of times on some religious program performing, and I like the way they sync their voices. They're always singing in duets and lines and all that. So it's such I heard it was incapacitated by some illness for some time before this happened. And it was up and doing, even in spite of the ailment. We can only uh, console the family and pray that they have the fortitude to bear it and continue to live on for his legacy to sustain. It's a fairly young man, painful. Such a such a bad thing. Ah, may his soul find rest in peace. Okay, Amalara, one more story. Let's see what you have. Yes, the old man's complaint. Yes, go ahead.
Veteran Nollywood actor Peter Doce has expressed frustration over Nigeria's power situation, revealing he spends about 40,000 naira daily to keep his home running. Speaking in an interview with African Independent Television, the 78-year-old said 10,000 naira goes to electricity unit, 20,000 naira to diesel for a generator, and another 10,000 naira to petrol for a second generator. He criticized politicians for ignoring the struggles of ordinary Nigerians, noting that many citizens continue to face unreliable electricity despite the government-tiered power supply system.
Um, that's the that's a common denominator in Nigerian space now. What Pete Doche is lamenting is you can imagine what's going on in homes that are less privileged. So don't keep quiet, Pete Edoche. Continue to complain, so to speak. Maybe the powers that be will wake up and you buy less diesel, less petrol, and then pay equitably what is right for electricity supply. Sometimes we are happy with the light situation, sometimes we are not happy. This is not a good time to go and buy petrol or diesel now with all these Middle East crises and Dangote doing yo-yo with the dancing up and down with the price hike and all that. This is not a good time. I can see my friend is there. Akindamola Adeboye. Good morning, Damola.
Good morning, Uncle Faj. Good morning, Uncle Faj.
How
Good
your
morning.
body? I
Good
know
morning.
that
I'm fine. Good.
last week you were very strong, but we
Yes,
thank God
yes,
you
yes.
can see you smiling this morning. You're
Good
Good
welcome.
morning.
morning. Good
Sir.
morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Lara.
Good morning, Lara.
You're doing like this
Doing like
I
people
live
was
in the
I live
face
in
to
the
face
face to face
face to face
face to face
complex. When you
complex.
have come out,
When you have to
everybody be
come out,
greeting
everybody be
you.
greeting for
It's at the
it's
backyard.
at the backyard.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Okay,
Okay,
the sound has started
the
again.
sound has started
It was
again.
giving us
It
the
was
respite
giving
for
us
some
the
time.
respite for some time.
Okay. Esibe, let's have your two before you go on break. Let's have your two stories
The
again
two
before you
stories
go on
again
break.
before you go home.
Come back.
Let's come back.
Yabo Ojo has denied claims circulating online that she introduced Kayamata, a substance believed to enhance sexual attraction, to her goddaughter, Fola Tinubu. The allegations surfaced on social media after a blog post suggested she gave the substance to Tinubu. Responding via Instagram story, Ojo dismissed the claim, saying she does not patronize such products and does not discuss intimate matters with her goddaughters.
Sorry about
Sorry about
the
the
bits and
the
pieces that
bits
are
and pieces that are called.
this social media
This social
generation. There's
media
nothing they
generation, there
cannot
is
write.
nothing they cannot write.
Because nobody is
Because
discussing
nobody discusses Kayamata.
and you that will not
And
hear
you that
it,
will
they
not
will
hear
not
it, they
promote
will
it.
not promote.
Oh,
Oh,
oh God.
oh God.
People have time.
People have time. I don't know we are having a problem with this.
Is it after the
Is it after the
Akindamola?
Akindamola?
I
Sir,
hope you heard the story because
it is
you are looking dumb now.
the story is tiring. What is my business, or what does that have to do with the price of curry?
Oh, what they are doing with Kayamata
I
and all
mean,
that. You know, people have time. Oh, oh my.
well,
Okay.
I've said it. I've said it. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago? I was telling someone, with all the old hula value in the country, that one is not good. This one is not good. At least most can still say that they have only one job to survive.
Hey, I can't
If
hear.
if if we had 3, 4 jobs, I don't think we will be
You won't have time.
we
You
will have
won't have time to be posting.
we won't have time to
Posting.
go and start looking for someone that will give Kayamata to another person. You have one job to do. That's why you're ahead now. You won't have the time. You won't have the time.
Okay, let's move on. One more story is the
Filmmaker Joel Kachi Benson says his documentary Mothers of Chibok was created to highlight the strength and resilience of the mothers of the abducted Chibok schoolgirls. According to him, the film aims to portray their lives beyond the tragedy of the 2014 Boko Haram kidnapping. The documentary follows 4 mothers through a farming season as they struggle to secure a better future and education for their children.
okay. The missing line
is
according to him.
The film aims
lives
lives
of lives beyond the
tragedy of the 2014.
It's a good one.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
I keep on muting and so Damola, you're good now, right?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Sound has gone. Hey, oh my God, things are happening in this Nollywood though. This is a Bolara story. Of my local. Oh, wow. It's fair. You have the add-on story I gave you on Adekunle Gold, right?
Adekunle Gold, right?
Yes, I have it.
Okay.
Okay.
Immediately come back from
Come
Omolola.
back from Omolola. Start with that.
Okay.
Have fun. By Rema. Was that the chap that I read somewhere? It was arriving in a particular venue or a center or some shop or something, and they say he carried koboko, he carried horse whip, so that he will stop people from mugging him and all that. I say they'll carry you and your koboko too. Both of you, they'll carry all of you. Oh, when people are ecstatic about you, they can't control their emotions. So you want to use koboko on them, they will carry you and your koboko. Oh my. We are back, and this is still the Vintage Talk Show, and Akindamola is there, Isife is there, Amola is there, network permitting, and hopefully Bosun will join us subsequently. Now, let's get back to Isife, your story, the last leg of your story.
Reports circulating online that Nigerian singers Simi and Adekunle Gold are heading for a divorce have
Uh,
been dismissed as forced by the artist manager. The rumor was sparked by documents shared on social media allegedly
can
showing
you
a
take it
divorce
again?
Can you take it
petition.
again?
Can you take it on the top
Can you
again?
take it on the top again?
Reports circulating online that Nigerian singers Simi and Adekunle Gold are heading for a divorce have been dismissed as false by the artist manager. The rumor was sparked by documents shared on social media allegedly showing a divorce petition filed by Adekunle Gold at a Lagos High Court. The documents claim the couple's marriage had irretrievably broken down and sought joint custody of their child. However, Simi's manager, Vincent, described the documents as fabricated, noting that it used stage names and even carried a backdated suit number, clear signs, he said, that it could not be a genuine court filing.
Well,
Well,
most of what is
most of what is
some of what
some of
Esife
what
was saying was
if
garbled
was
there.
garbled there.
Essentially,
Especially
uh,
uh,
revenue.
revenue.
Akinama, you could have your thoughts
you have your
to
thoughts.
you guys are hearing
You
me.
guys are hearing
I
me.
doubt.
I doubt.
But
But
uh it's not too nice that I'm speaking to myself. All I've been saying, I don't think they head over there. But anyways, it is good. Esife, your second story, and that should be
and that
your
should be
last,
your last,
and then we'll take
and
one
then we
from
take
Omolala.
one from Omolala.
Yul Edochie has criticized Arise television anchor Rufai Oseni in a viral video circulating online. Edochie questioned Oseni's moral authority to challenge political leaders on national television, citing a past incident in Lagos, in which the presenter was reportedly caught driving on a BRT lane. He claimed Oseni only apologized after a video the incident surfaced and also criticized what he described as the anchor's confrontational interview style.
Well, most of what
Well,
is
most of what is
said had been
said has
consumed
been
by the
consumed by
online
the
theatrics.
online theatrics.
And conduct his practice. You're an actor. He won't teach you how to act or how you should act. You can't teach him how to do his job. If he's not doing it well, his bosses will reprimand him or sack him. You know, and I do not see why challenging political leaders is an offense. Most of our political leaders need more than challenging; they need beating and punching by whoever is criticizing them. You know, they perform roles that have brought all kinds of damnation and pain to the people. You know, so if you have a voice that's able to challenge them decorously in a way that is not off-putting, we should be encouraged. Why teach him how to do his job? That's what I find very curious. Okay, Esive, thank you. This online thing is dealing with you. We look forward to having you in the studio shortly so that we can do it in a simpler way instead of all this stress. Thank you. Have a good weekend. Amalara, are you with me? Let's see what this electronic thing will bring concerning you. Amalara, let's have your story. All your stories. Two more, I suspect. Let's just wrap up the two.
Okay. Actor and politician Olumide Oworo has criticized the public's harsh reaction to petty thieves, while powerful individuals accused of large-scale corruption often escape condemnation. Speaking on the Clarity Zone podcast, Owaru questioned the impact of government policies on ordinary Nigerians and argued that society shows misplaced anger. He noted that suspected minors offenders are sometimes violently attacked, while others accused of looting public funds are often celebrated or ignored, describing the trend as a troubling reflection of societal values.
It's not just troubling, it's despicable. It's a horrible mentality that we have. They'll beat the one that steals goats or some hunger issue. Still this. They'll beat those stupor. They'll. I saw a video of one. They were beating the poor poor soul. Then they gave him energy drink to drink so that they can beat him the more. You know, while they will hail the big man plunderer that's been stealing the coffee, the treasury into a coffin, and they'll be hailing them and supporting them and all that. You know, it's a retarded mentality that operating in this space, where the big man can steal all he can, and then you hail him because it's stipends or some crumbs fall down to you on the floor, and the little urchin that is driven by hunger to steal, you lynch him and all that. It's so sad. It's so sad. So the young man, the young actor is correct. Olumide Owolu is right. It's saddening, and we we can only hope that we will change our mentality, bring everyone to justice, the small one and the big one. Let them face squarely the arm of law, not jungle justice, not linking mob action and all that. Even if you want to deal with the big thieves and all, you still do it judicially, not extrajudicially. Don't take laws into your own hands. Okay. I'd like to. I'm looking forward to that your story on Omo Local. Please go ahead.
That's the next one. Nollywood actress Victoria Ajibola, popularly known as Omolokal, has revealed that her first marriage collapsed after discovering her husband had an affair with her best friend. Speaking on Oyinmomo TV, the actress said the betrayal occurred while she was 5 months pregnant, while her friend was reportedly 3 months pregnant for the same man. She described the emotional trauma as overwhelming, adding that
Wow.
the shift pushed her to take poison at the time.
Damola, did you hear that?
I did. It's just
Wow.
that the only take I have is why take poison? Um, you guys have been saying that we've
I
not seen
mean,
this before. We are just using it to scare the person involved. The truth of the matter is that
hmm,
I don't think I was up to 10 or 15 year old when I first heard a story like that. It's funny. The man the man was involved with a lady. So the lady, the family of the lady, when the man and his family went there, they maltreated them. So the man said, "Okay, I'm not going ahead with this again." So
yeah.
the man's older cousin, now invited her friend to come and mediate between the man and the other lady. That her friend eventually ended up getting pregnant for the same man. And pregnancy were, maybe, was it 3 or 4 months apart, and
Hmm.
it was a big thing then. Off here remind me, Faja, I will tell you the person involved off here. You know
Hmm.
the person, but I will tell you the person
Hmm.
involved. So this sort of
Okay.
things, it's not that it's commendable, but
Like
it has been happening from
Damola said earlier,
it has been
why
happening from way back.
why try to kill yourself over one useless man that has no respect for you, has no regard for you, for your
Unfo-
for your person, or
un-
or your
Uncle Fag,
space, your best,
unfortunately, unfortunately,
you know.
majority of us on here now we are male. So, but well, that's the truth. That is the way the cookie crumbles with us most often time. When you can't
I
hold
mean,
your
they say your people say the truth does not insist that you should not speak about it itself. I mean, it's very bad. Well, what the guy did is so bad, But the answer to it is not to take yourself out of the
it's
picture.
not there.
In fact, they just continue living their life and celebrating their ignominy. They don't care. So why
Uncle
should you
Fag,
care so much that you want to kill yourself?
this uh,
Yeah.
this still these same people, they are still married though. This same Omoloka's husband
What
and
the?
the other lady, they are still married.
Mm,
They have about
mm.
three kids together. So they are still married. So if you had killed yourself,
I mean, they just live on their life. In fact,
uh,
they'll be doing anniversary of your demise. It doesn't make
that's
sense.
that's
Okay,
even if they remember.
that's it. That's it. They remember. It's a bad thing. I mean, that was bad, and he's gonna suffer. He's gonna suffer for this thing. When you hurt people, so especially the woman was all about him and actually loved him and all that. I mean, to try to kill yourself, she must have loved him, and the guy is so undeserving. Anyway, Omolara, do you want to take this last one? We just call it a day because all this breakup and all that stuff. Eh? I think we just call it a day. Thank you so much, Omolara Famiwa. We hope to see you next week and celebrate with you with this music. Marvin, you say waka. So you can waka go after this show. I mean, after this beat. I think I should break and come back with Damola and hopefully Bosun for Niger trends and other matters. And there's no feedback, no noise. Waka, featuring the Marvin crew of Don Jazzy, JVXN, and Dino. Danceable beat, as usual. Congratulations, Bosun. Good morning on your on winning the premiership. I was just congratulating Bosu. I didn't even know that my voice got on air. So I said, congratulations, Bosu, on winning the premiership. You know, every time nowadays, in the last few weeks, how will I call it? It's not humiliation. He bamboozles us with his red and white jersey, showing off. It's your time, so enjoy yourself. It's okay. Good morning. Olutubosun
Morning,
Ojekunle.
Uncle Fudge.
Good morning.
Morning,
Uh,
morning, sir. Morning, everyone. It's good to be here, sir.
Good morning, boss. Good morning, Bosun.
okay. Let's start on a light note. Let's start with this. This senator, you remember Senator Yabo Obasanjo Bello? He expressed confidence in our chances. I mean, by the way, I'm sorry, I was so caught up with the excitement with the Bosun's jersey. I forgot to introduce this segment. This is Niger Trend, where we discuss issues of importance to Nigerians that are trending within the week. It is a good time to join us. And the number you can call is 0913-697-3485. Let's hear your thoughts. Do you agree with what we are saying in the studio? Or you have something else to say? The number again is 0913-697-3485. And we start with the story of the former first daughter. As I said, he expressed confidence in our chances ahead of the 2027 governorship race in Ogun State. He made the remarks during an interview on Channels yesterday. He spoke about her return to active politics. I think she's a professor now at the age of 59. Uh, she recently defected from People's Party of the PDP to APC ahead of the 2027 election. Another second woman in that camp. I noticed during the week, Modele Sharafa Yusuf also put out her intention to contest in that same state. Uh, she says she's confident of receiving the votes of her parents, including her father, the former president Olusegun Obasanjo. Yeah, it says I'm almost 60. I think at this age, my friends who still have both parents alive are very few. So I consider myself lucky, and we are very lucky, because some of us can't talk about it. To have both their mother and father alive. And so let me look at what is important to us. So essentially, uh, at one point she says she doesn't need her father's votes to excel, and at another point she says there's no way her father will not support her. You know, I this is the second coming. I think she was in the Senate for some time. And how do you see this? Is Nigeria ripe for a female governor or president or vice president? Why are we so? Is it backward, or is so
Gender
uh,
sensitive.
paternalistic, so to speak? Or gender sensitive, right? That's the final way of putting it. Why are we like this? No, except
But
the about
first
deputy
of
governor and all that. Go ahead, please.
first of all, Uncle Fudge, first of all, what I've seen is that we are ours is more of a chauvinistic society. And then male dominance, we grew up knowing male dominance, particularly in politics, even from the family unit. So, and somehow the religions also that we imbibed, Christianity and Islam, also didn't help with the whole male dominance thing. So somehow the woman has been somewhat relegated. And then we've had leaders who have not really believed in women to that extent. A typical example was the immediate past president who said that the woman's place is the other room and not particularly, in the place of politics and all that. But somehow, I think the women have been able to fight their way through. We've seen giant strides made by women over time. And historically, if you look at what we've had people who have made massive incursions into women who have made massive incursions into politics and who made their marks. All right. Even in the corporate world, we've had the same thing. So our space is very tight for the female gender, particularly the political space is very tight. If you look at the corporate space now, they are beginning to make headway, holding sway and all that. So I think that effect also will be felt in politics. So, but nobody is going to hand over anything to you a la carte. You will fight your way through. And once you consolidate all your gains, then we hope they can make way for other women too. But quickly narrowing down to Dr. or Professor Iyabo Basojo now. I think she has a surname apart from her father's name. I can't remember right now. So,
Bello. Yeah.
Bello, yes. I don't know where she's been. She's been off the radar for a very long time. And I don't know what she's bringing to the table, but it's a free space. And if she fancies her chance, with or without her father, I think she should be able to prove her mettle. The only thing I just want to hear from her is what she wants to do with the state and what she wants to provide for the people of the state. Because our politics have gotten to a level where the leaders of the state or the country just put somebody forward, and that's the person who becomes the governor. And if you go and check, the person never promised you anything. So you now wonder why people keep complaining, he hasn't done this, he hasn't done that. But when he was coming in, he never said he would do anything. So that's basically what it is. So I would like to hear our manifesto. I would like to hear our proposals for the state, and then we can compare with other persons. So that's my take.
While you are talking, Damola, just a moment, please. While you are talking, you frame a statement that is a chauvinist mindset, which you did unconsciously, When you say you want to know what she brings to the table, that's the language. What she brings to the table, I just laughed. Okay. Damola, you have something to say about this before we go to
well, for me, most often time when women contest, they are contesting from the angle of you need to give us a chance. Nobody serves power.
The angle of what? Your voice. The angle of what?
The angle of what? The angle of you have to create space for us to contest. But in the power struggle, nobody actually gives
this is the
power.
same statement that Modele Sharafa Yusuf's opening declaration
fought
against.
And
that statement
without leveraging on someone's influence or stuff like that one, I think even most of the women we have contesting or in power today, most, not all, most, they can't stand alone. So, and it's unfortunate because nobody tells anybody that you are a man, so we'll give you a chance. No, you have to be able and
fight
and
for
willing
it.
to.
Okay.
Yeah. So and for me, the son of the former president, the daughter of the former president that wants to contest, even when she was in power, whatever did she do for her constituency? So I think she's just, my thought, she's just leveraging on the name and influence of her father, and she just wants to, even if we all know how politics play out, that it is not the governorship that is the target. That okay, they will be able to offer her something else from somewhere again, just to be in power and participate. So it's unfortunate that's how it is. Because when I heard that she's contesting again after many years,
horrible pessimist, Okay.
Uncle Fad, I hope I'm not scattered the table.
Uncle Fad.
Most of what you are saying is cut off by the network.
Uncle Fad,
Yes.
this thing that Damola said, there's this saying that aim for the star, aim for the moon. And in case you can't reach it, you'll fall amongst the stars. So
Yes.
that's the typical Niger political position now. So go and aim for something your hand cannot reach, and then last they will give you something.
Okay. During the week, her father clocked 89, as some cynics will say officially, and he made a statement that I find very interesting. He said, "I won't die anytime soon." The former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, says that 89, he remains strong and has no plans of leaving the world anytime soon. He's speaking at the leadership colloquium in Abeokuta to mark his birthday. Obasanjo dismissed rumors of a fake letter announcing his death, saying, "I did can't pay." He also criticized Africa's leadership failures, urging leaders to embrace accountability, integrity, and transformational governance. He said, the problem of Africa is not resources, it's leadership. And he was a touchstone of that leadership problem. We won't go into that. But you see, can a man say he will not die soon? He doesn't have the prerogative to say even at 89 that I'm not going anywhere.
Confession is possession.
Oh my.
Mama.
Mm.
Life is sweet. Uncle Fad, there's a place you get to in life. You don't want to die.
You don't want to go. Well, we continue to pray for long life for him. Even at 89, we continue to pray for long life for him. And nobody wants him. I don't think any serious-minded person will want him to die. Want him to enjoy his life and all that, and see Nigeria become better than what he did and all that, so that it can be a life-going testament to him. And I'm very curious that this week I've seen two videos. One was 105, another one was 128 or something, of people living somewhere, I think it's somewhere in the east or so. One in the east, one in the north central or south, where I can't remember now. Of people living that old, and I was saying, wow. One is in Ibadan, a former journalist, Professor Akin something. It was 107 or 101 or something like that. And I was wondering, how will it look like? And both of them episodes, when they were still working, the man was actually dancing to celebrate his birthday. How does one work at 100 plus? Because even at some people at 60 and 70, it's very difficult to work. Not talk of 100 plus. Wow. I look forward to that. Okay. Our next story, this is an interesting one. In fact, my entire article of this today's one is based on it. It says Inspector General of Police, Tunji Disu has set up a special committee to develop the Nigeria's police forces position on the proposed establishment of state police. The panel will study policing models and recommend structures covering recruitment, funding, training, oversight. The move follows President Bola Tinubu's call for constitutional amendments to decentralize policing and strengthen security at the grassroots. Last week, Tamilore was yanking with me, was making noise, and that why would the president make such momentous statements about state police at a dinner or is it break fast or something like that. It was
That was great.
yeah. Now I wish she were here to hear this. Now the action is in motion. The new IGP has ordered, has formed a committee to start this. Now I look at it. Maybe I'll find time to read some excerpt of what I wrote. The major fears that this thing have been in the cooler for so many years is the fact that of abuse by politicians, especially governors, turning them into militias instead of policing, and lack of resources for states that cannot afford or don't have enough money to sustain what they have now. How much more when you now add a police force to it, But you see, the argument is even the federal structure we are using is not as if it is a abode of angels. It's also open to corruption, to abuse, to manipulation, to all sorts of things that you can think of. So I think the problem is about setting up structures, setting up governance structures, setting up things we love doing regulations and laws, and finding a way of enforcing them. I don't know what you think about it, but I think we are ripe for state police. I don't think that we should be afraid of it.
Very right. I mean, this is a legacy project by the president, and I think it's a step in the right direction. Remember, Ongfad, I gave an example last week of how
yes, of the
we
American
arrested someone in Lagos. They said we should go and get clearance from Abuja and all that.
Okay, yes.
With our population and the way things are in this country, and considering the fact that we're a federation, each state should have its own police. And then abuse is in a system where you don't have proper structure. Abuse is inevitable. So that's why there's a committee that's looking into all those things, because it's all about structure and system. That's how you can actually get things right. So there might be initial teaching problems, but with the proper structure and the desire to make things work, I think things will work out fine with this state police thing. And I think we're ripe for, if I overripe for it. And then everywhere is a starting point. Just start. Face the initial problems, and then you will surmount it as time goes on. So it's not like once they start, that's how it's going to be forever and ever. There will be reforms, there will be changes here and there, and then people will add to it. But once there's a proper structure, the thing will find, water will always find its level. Things will fall in place over time. So but it's good and it's a proper thing. And now action is being matched with words. So it's a good one for the president.
Great. Damola? You don't have anything? You're okay with that?
No. For me, state police. State police is it is an overripe issue. Remember, we had the Federal Road Safety Corps, and after some time, Lagos State set up LASMA, and it was complementary. Nobody was hearing that LASMA was this, road safety was that. And for any system that is not properly set up, there is even the one that is properly set up, there is always the inevitability of abuse. It's only that the system has to have checks and balances and stuff. So for me, the right person to even set up the state police is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because he has governed a complex state like Lagos, and barring all other arguments, he did well. And the proper person to even say to head something like that is the IGP today, this, because this is a man that has served meritoriously in the Nigerian police force, and he knows his onions. So, and for people that are policy experts, they know that the proper formulation of this policy should also come from someone that is working in the system already. And it's a good one. It's a good one. It's a step in the right direction. And I just hope we'll not muddle things up at the end of the day.
Thank you. There's this story. Remember, you can join us. The number again is 0913 697 3485. Let's hear your thoughts on some of the issues we are discussing. 0913 697 3485 is the number. This is a sad one, and a lot of us have been anticipating it. There's a caller on the line. Let's take that before I go to my next story. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Hey, good morning, Pastor Ambrose. Good morning.
When people live long like this, they pass away, I'm always very happy to make commentary. I usually don't like making commentaries when people die, at the time of their 80s. I just don't like it. But Obasanjo, he's had his ups and he's had his downs. Obasanjo is the man who fought corruption more than any other government since 1999. Yes, at least the EFCC was even potent then. And then one of his best friends died. Sunday and Folabi, if you remember, he died. That is not to say that he was not corrupt. One of his downs was the issue of Enron then. They gave so much money to, and as we speak today, there was project was an We also remember that he cleared Nigerian debt. That was an up for him. Cleared everything, and then he also made sure that what is it? Okay, if I remember, he was the only one who was able to, fight, tell people like Faroche the truth. But the downs also was that he didn't allow democracy to thrive. Remember Victor Malou. Right, almost all of all of that. So he had his down, but if you ask me, I would personally, I am still saying it's debatable. For me, since 1999, apart from Yaradua, he's the best president so far. That's all. This is just, putting it the way that it is to me. And I think that is how it should be. On the issue of Tunji Disu, I heard you say, Kayode, we are not used to that yet. Yes. Tunji Disu, for me, state police, yes. We need state police. I had initially been saying we are not right for state police, but when are we going to be right? Let us have state police so that all these governors who allow Boko Haram to take over their state because the federal government is involved, whether they will still allow them to take over their state. This thing is Sokoto, Borno, Yobe, Niger. I don't know if you have noticed that these things don't happen in Jigawa, Kanu. So let us have state police so that we see whether these people will allow these miscreants and terrorists to overrun them. Remember, they said one of the people who killed the commissioner of police wore the uniform. I don't know how sweet.
There was video of it.
So many people, they gave their amnesty, and then it was Buhari that caused all of these problems. Let's radicalize them, and then I don't know how to that some of them were, enlisted into the police force and all of that. If people's mind have been seared with iron, you don't,
Yeah.
When Deborah Samuel in Sokoto, there was no protester. Nobody protested. When they were killing their fellow president, they didn't protest, but now, Iran, they are protesting. I learned that the Iranians were celebrating. We here were protesting. You can, we are taking,
Thank you.
yeah. If you ask me, we need a state police, you know, and then even the federal government, they are also abusing it. So
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my. I hope you heard him. Is there tribe on Obasanjo and state police? We take a short break and come back. Double has been cut off. Bosun is still here. Okay. Wow. Well, let's have your call. We'd love to hear from you, your position on some of the issues we discussed. I would like to read something that is causing me, it's been causing me pain, and now it has it's become a reality. But we'll take a short break and pleasure with this beat of music by SARS. It's a billion featuring Low J. Our guys are always talking about money, money and women. The problem is about money, women, wine, and water. Damola, your networking area must be very bad. It's always cutting you
It's,
off.
it's extremely bad.
Yeah. Boy, down. We can be here. Ah, go. Mm. It took him almost 2 minutes to hit the beat. That's serious. Okay, we are back, and this is still Niger Trends on the Vintage Talkshow on Top Radio 90.9 FM. You're welcome back. Our next story, I said a little bit sad for me. The Deputy Inspector General of Police, Frank Mba, and several other senior officers are set to retire from the Nigerian Police Force following recent leadership changes. The exit comes after the appointment of Tunji Disu as the new Inspector General of Police. Our sources say 7 Assistant Inspector Generals are expected to appear before the Police Service Commission for promotion interviews, which will see them being elevated to the rank of DIG. Uh, the promotion will formally pave the way for retirement of Mba and other police officers. I also understand that Benjamin Huden, the ASP or SP, First PRO, Police Federal, is also slated for chopping block. As sources say, they are working on replacing him and all that. You know, I don't know about you, Bosun, but I like Franklin by a lot, especially his exploits in Lagos and as a first PRO. Uh, a very charming, pleasant man. And because of switching in leadership, he suddenly finds himself out of job. And so many others like that. You know, it's that there's nothing we can do to that kind of culture. Yeah, you have to go because why do you go and pick people below to scatter the whole
But you
system?
see, it's over time we've had it. I mean, I remember, if I can recall, I remember when Ringim was picked back in the day. Ringim was AIG, and when they
Mm,
picked him, I think the idea is that if you pick someone from the rear and you make him the head, those who were ahead of him before me find it difficult to, submit and all that. In order not to have such issues, it's best you just let those in front go and then let there be a fresh start. But I see there's ringing. Then I remember when Idris too was brought. Idris was AIG, and those in front of him those ahead of him had to pave way. One of the things I see about this thing is, whichever way you want to argue it, once that set goes, the set of the DIGs, that's massive room for promotion and upliftment for all those behind. That's how I chose
and,
to look at it.
and gratuity.
Yes.
And
Now
every
that's
gratuity.
one. Now, but for those who are going, if you look at it, most of those at the DIG level, at best they have a few months, 1 year max to leave in the first place.
Yeah,
So,
timing.
and then you don't know who is coming. The same way some people pave way for them and we saw their own brilliance. So let's not stifle other people's brilliance. Let's say, and then the replacement here. Everybody knows Tunji Disu. We've all followed him on Twitter. We've seen his antecedents and all that. So everybody is hopeful. I mean, this is one appointment made by the president. There was an appointment made also in the course of the week. The tax man, who
Yeah,
was made state
as
minister for
Minister
finance for state.
of
So these are things that even people from both divides were like, okay, president, you tried on this one and everything. So Frank Umba, we love him. Everybody loves him. Brilliant, fantastic gentleman. But other people too will come. And then for Udain, we didn't know him from anywhere. He came, performed brilliantly, became the darling of everybody. I think there are a lot of younger people in the system too that can step
yeah,
in. And
equally
then he
capable.
also created a system where the person coming doesn't need to reinvent the wheel. Just
Yeah.
continue with the wheel that is in front of you and then see how you can improve on it. That's how you build worthy and viable systems.
Okay, I was just thinking out of my reverie, so to speak. Now, why can't they do it like we do the Olubadan ascendancy pin, succession pin? Why don't you just pick people based on the seniority? As they go, you know, so you know who's going to be the next one.
Well, that is the position on paper. But sometimes the president always wants someone they can work with
They
and
can work
someone
with
they
that.
have trust in. But on paper, that's the position. I think you remember when um, the former IG before Idris, that was Suleiman. When Suleiman was taken out, the next person in line was Solomon Arase. So he just stepped in from, I think it was the highest ranking DIG, the late Solomon Arase, who passed last year. He
Yeah,
became
yeah.
the IG like that. So there's a succession plan, but everything also rises and falls on the president and who he
Policy.
chooses to work with. So it's
Your familiarity with the hierarchy of the police is beguiling. I mean, it's wonderful. Is it that lawyers and police work a lot together? Because you
no, I do a lot of police work. And I love leadership.
Okay, I see.
So I just
Okay,
study
now,
them like
oh, great, great. Now let's talk about this leadership, this thing happening in Anambra State. State government has warned that pupils who stay away from school on Mondays risk a 1 week suspension. Education Commissioner Ngozi Chuma Ude says the directive follows Governor Chukwuma Soludo's order to enforce full school attendance despite lingering sit-at-home fears in parts of the southeast. School authorities have been told to ensure compliance, while parents are urged to send their children to school regularly. And this is a state that has voted an incredible 46% or thereabout of the budget to education. And they're afraid that sit at home will hit it. Now, when they make these orders, especially from government side, when they make these orders, students must come on Mondays, market must open on so day. It's what is causing the sit at home is the fear of reprimand. What will happen if they open shop or if they come to school? Because we've read stories of people being shot, being beaten for disobeying the sit at home and all that stuff. What do they have any structure in place to preserve life or protect people who seemingly disobey the order from the non-state actors? Because I mean, if I'm a parent in Anambra and there's a possibility of my child being hurt for going to school on Monday, he's not going to go. He's not going to go. And so,
true, very true. For me,
government and the other government, how do people survive?
A tale of two governments in the state.
You know.
So for me, Uncle Fudge, I feel that if there's anybody who deserves the award of the Governor of the Year, even as early as March, I think it's Soludo. How he has been able to break that sit-at-home Monday thing to the extent that even the ESN had to come out and agree, even though theirs was more of a propaganda and all that, trying to save face. So the way he broke them and how he's trying to restore confidence in the system is commendable. And he needs to be commended for that. But one of the things I also think he needs to do is to sell people on confidence. Because like you stated, sir, you just said that if you're apprehensive of the fact that something may go wrong with one's child, definitely you will not sign up for that thing. You want to see structure. You want to, be assured of the fact that my children will go to school and return the way they went. So these are things that it's this time around. I don't think force is the name of the game. It's more of selling people on confidence and also showing them that, okay, this and this and this are in place. But the funny side of it is that I think students have seen a 4-day or 3-day weekend. So they're used to it. So getting them to snap out of something that has happened for almost 8 years or how many years is going to be tough. So Arat is silly.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
So I think
That's
you have
what
to sell them on confidence and show them. So a bit of force, a bit of love, and trying to just win the people over is what is actually going to help.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Now I don't know if you are part of this. If you are part of this, the other day, the FAAN, Federal uh, Airport
Airport authority.
Authority, made a statement out of the blues on the last day of February. They said next day or 2 days after, they'll be cashless in terms of revenue they collect directly from the public. And suddenly, there's this horrendous
Traffic.
traffic log jam blocking everywhere. It was like, what kind of mentality will provoke this kind of outrage or this kind of madness on the people? And subsequently, we are not surprised. They said the President Bola Tinubu has ordered the immediate suspension of the new cashless payment system at Nigeria's federal airports following complaints. And the aviation minister, Festus Kayamo, says the directive followed reports that many travelers were missing flights due to delays at airport gates and all that. And now, the authorities also have come on that it was not a suspension per se, is that they should slow down the what's it called the prosecution of the matter until they've worked out a way of making it more. I mean, that's what they should have thought before now. When I see things like this, it reminds me of the Mayfield asking us to go and change money, and
Exactly.
there's no money to change, and that we are insisting that we must not. How do you make things so
Uncle
difficult
Fad,
for people?
can I say something, sir? You see,
Go ahead, please.
until this present crop of leaders leave the space, we will still have things like this. And I say this with all sense of caution. You see this military style of doing things. You wake up, you sleep, you wake up and find a new world order or a new national order. This thing
No.
is what we copied from the military and it's still in our system. You want to introduce something diametrically opposite what you used to obtain. Shouldn't it be gradual? We don't care about the people. People were missing flights. It took a directive from the president for them to, and I'm like, why are you making this thing for? Then you see Nigerians, it's very easy to see through them. Once they come up with something and some people are going to benefit from some in one corner, they don't care how that thing pans out. They probably are giving the thing to some consultant who said, this is how we'll do it. You didn't even test run the thing. You didn't look at how you can manage it in such a way that it will accommodate. People are missing flights until they called the president's attention. And then the president gave a directive. You are still coming out to amend the thing in your own way. I think for me, there's nothing altruistic about the plan. It is selfish. It is propelled by greed. And it's something that it just shows no regard for the people. I'm going to the airport. I'm looking at the airport, looking at my flight, and I'm there 2 hours in traffic. That thing should have been suspended from the first day.
On the first day. In fact, they shouldn't have even started it because it doesn't make sense. Maybe they mentioned that say, this is going to cause headache. How do you? Is it that when you get there, you now be sending your transfer or your bought tickets before? Or it doesn't make sense.
This thing is typical Nigeria. Remember, Lagos State too had the same problem before NSAS when the toll gates, when they came up with some cashless thing that I'm going to Lekki from Sule 15, 20 minutes. You are looking at Lekki like this, and you are waiting in some queue that you don't understand the thing. These things are gradual. Like you mentioned, Emefiele, He just came one day, go and change this thing to the new thing to cashless. I remember being on TV and I told them that when the British pound was changed from the paper pound to the polymer, a society that is already cashless, so they gave them 11 months, almost a whole year, for people to get into with serious PR and sensitization on this thing. You just woke up one day and you felt everybody should change.
Yeah.
Those things are military style. You remember 83 when Buhari came, and in 84 he just changed money overnight because he felt some people had stashed money in the house, and then it's their own military things we inherited from the military.
Hello, sorry, Bosun. There's a caller. Hello, good morning.
Okay.
Oh, thank you very much, Obi. Good to hear your voice. Mm. Yes. Yeah. Obi, you have come again. I don't understand. You can do it for everybody else. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. Thank you, Obi. Oh, when this chap calls, he says that it's not a laughing matter, and he will make a cracking joke. He said, "Who knows the tortoise? You hear the sound of do tortoises make? Do they make noise?" Oh, he said he has fortified himself and he now wants others to just be open. Anyway, and it rallies back to what you said earlier. If you don't put structure in place to protect the people, they will not have the boldness or the courage to go out and defy some non-state actors that nobody have been able to, to put under or put out of business for a long while. Okay, dokie. Today I want to go my let's rewind. I want to go back to the 50s and 60s. So I'm going to give one more story, and then I will play my music. I've not been able to play this music in weeks, so I'm chomping at the bits to play this music, and I beg you to listen to me. One more story, and I just want to have your take on this issue of Chimamanda's daughter and son. About the um, penalties given by the Medical and Dental Care Council of Nigeria, suspending 3 doctors uh, for their role, what they call negligence. Um, the doctors, they're from Eurocare and Atlantis Pediatric Hospital. They're accused of professional misconduct, and the case is now going to the disciplinary tribunal for formal hearing. Briefly, what do you? Uh, uh, I mean, thank God it's Chimamanda. You know, a lot of people have suffered. They will leave. They will. I mean, allegedly, they will leave cotton wool, scissors, or some kind of medical equipment inside the belly of the people they've made surgical operation on. You know, forgetting things that ought to be. They will misdiagnose people. They will give all kinds of drugs to people who are anti whatever that thing is, and then many lives have been lost who had no reprieve like this, who had no succor like this. Okay?
Yeah, so
Yes,
I think it's a good one, and also it gives people the encouragement to sue, particularly for medical negligence of medical personnel, because a lot of times, like you said, sir, is that we have a culture of God give it, God take it. And most of those things are things that they're pure negligence. Somebody that should be alive. Look at a child. I think the premium we place on life in this part of the world is very low, if at all there's anything. So when people like this fight for justice and they get it, it's a pointer to the fact that, okay, you too can fight and get this for yourself. So, and the more we have more of this, I'm just surprised at how quick the verdict came, because maybe because of the personality. But if it can actually happen for the average man on the street like this, I think it will restore confidence in the medical system, and then it will also bring people taking their duty of care seriously. Because I was in a conversation with some friends yesterday, and they were talking about how you go and give birth in Nigerian hospitals, and nurses will make swipe. Just say things at you, funny things. A young friend of mine yesterday said they were soliciting for funds for somebody who had a broken leg. So apparently he had gone to all these unorthodox people to fix the leg, but it wasn't properly done. So they now recommended them for one of these government hospitals for the corrective surgery. So he said, whilst they were going, where they gave them the recommendation, they now told them that, see, when you get there, they will abuse you, they will taunt you, they will talk at you for, going to the unorthodox ones for this thing. And I'm like, why should it be like that? I've been to one of these hospitals once to go and check on someone who gave birth. Some years back. I don't know if that's still their practice. And they were like, why? My parents were still alive. Then they're like, you people are just coming in. You did not bring anything for the person who gave birth. And how is it your own problem? And I've had the privilege of, being in the hospital. I've had the privilege of being in a hospital for my children in the US. The way they were taking care of us, you think at some point I was afraid. They were taking care of me the same way they were taking care of my wife and the kid. At some point they gave me a voucher that, see, the food they're bringing for us, I should go downstairs to the basement to get proper food. And then they created a space for me. So I'm like, what kind of system is this that is different from, what we used to know? And they're just human beings like us. I don't understand why the attitude, everything. So for me, this Chimamanda's case is a good one, and is also an encouragement to people that don't let things slide. Challenge it, go to the medical association, and then let's see what will come out. And thank God for social media. If they don't hear you, we will all scream, and then something will be done.
Yeah, you're right. I think the problem with the nursing, with our nurses, is years of accumulated frustration and long suffering. How will I call it? Marginalization they have suffered. So you see them manifesting anger and what have you. Thank you so much, Bosun. The network has done its bit. And I'll take a short break. Even if it's just like we have 10 more minutes, I would like to go back to Let's Rewind. This is our way of honoring the legacies of our great entertainers as we devote the last minutes of the show to the music that virtually became national anthems when they were released. We call them chartbusters of yesteryears. Let's start with it. More than 60 years after, they were going back to 1950s and 1960s, and this song still resonates. Victor Olaya, Iluleo.